I just woke up. This is not what I look like right now. This filter should be illegal. Here's the real me. Oh my gosh.
It's the new face filter raising eyebrows, literally, on TikTok.
I'm gonna take this off to show you what I actually look like. Trigger warning.
It's called Bold Glamour Filter, and it turns anyone into a supermodel.
Okay, this is my face. Texture, pores. This, on the other hand, is witchcraft.
Women across the country are giving it a try.
You need to see what I look like without this filter.
Even celebrities like Katherine Heigl can't believe their eyes. Facial plastic surgeon Dr. Monica Q tried it out for herself.
It makes the brows lifted, the cheeks more sculpted, the nose slightly more refined, and then the lips, it makes it a lot plumper and juicier looking.
Here's what she looks like with the filter. Now it's my turn.
Here I am without the filter. Now let's try the Bold Glamour filter. Oh my goodness, that is very dramatic. Look at my eyes. Wow, this is very glamorous.
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. So, really can't trust anything that you see online anymore. You've got all of these filters out there that can take anybody, whether they're a hag or a man, and make them look like a diva. Like they can make them look like a supermodel. It is ridiculous how these filters can change the way that you look and also, in turn, change the perception that other people have of you. I think, though, that this kind of technology is it's going to eventually lead to some rather dangerous things.
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
People now have the ability to not only change the perception that you have of them, but they now also have the ability to change the perception that you have over others. So, there's been a lot of deep fakes. A lot of it has to do with, like, people have been doing Tom Cruise. You know, they'll put Tom Cruise's face over other movie clips, or they'll do videos of silly things that they're doing, and they'll put, you know, Tom Cruise's face over their own. And it's not just Tom Cruise, obviously. They're doing Morgan Freeman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You could do this with a lot of different people. They can pretty much, honestly, do this with anyone. So here's something to think about, though. We live in a world where there's a lot of people who don't know how to treat others. They don't know what honesty means. They don't know what loyalty means. And it has been my experience over my lifetime that I have witnessed a great many people lie about others. And do it, unfortunately, rather convincingly at times. So, I remember several years back talking about, I did a video where I was talking about how there are all of these false rape accusations that were happening out there, mostly on college campuses and universities. And it was so bad where a woman could literally say, He raped me without having to have any proof. You know, she didn't have to prove that he'd actually done it, or that, you know, she wasn't consenting at the time, or any of the other plethora of things that would be required to prove the man guilty. You know, and it was turning into a system where you were no longer innocent until proven guilty. You were guilty until proven innocent, and that was the way that it's pretty much been set up. And that didn't really change much over time. There's still a great deal of, you know, oh, Me Too. And, you know, the Me Too movement did make some rather interesting strides, especially when you look at individuals like Weinstein. People needed to know that that guy was a creep. At the same time, though, there was a lot of innocent men that were accused of things that they didn't do. So what happens now if you live in a society where somebody can take your voice and your face and overlay it over a pornography? What happens if they just straight outright create a fake CGI'd scene that never even happened with anyone? Just straight CGI, just straight out of someone's head. And then what if somebody goes to the police and goes, this person did this to me and here's my proof? But it's not really proof of their guilt, though, now is it? Because it's AI generated. It's fake. Do we have ways of being able to tell the difference between a fake and something that's real? And if we do have that now, the question is, how long will that last? How long until we get to a point where you can't differentiate between what's real and what's fake when it comes to video? There's a great many people out there that during their interactions, whether it's with dating, or they're an Uber driver, or they're just somebody going out in the public, people are starting to record themselves everywhere that they go, so they always have evidence of what really happened. I'm concerned that this deep fake AI generated reality that is being created is going to soon make it very hard to determine whether or not what somebody says is true. And it's also concerning because if somebody comes out with a really, really good deep fake, how many people are going to end up in trouble because of it? How many people are going to end up potentially imprisoned and in jail because of some deep fake that was created about them by some ex who was vindictive and pissed off? I think that there is some serious dangers involving deep fakes. You know, the TikTok filters is a good example because, once again, you don't know who you're talking to now. You know, there used to be a time when you'd be chatting with somebody in a chat room and it's like, well, hey, let me see you on, you know, video chat so I know who I'm talking to. Well, now that doesn't matter because now you can get on a video chat and who you think you're talking to is not who you're actually talking to. Because they have all these filters. Anybody can be anybody. I've even seen some of these filters where people can, they'll put up a filter and it makes them, you know, they could be like a 50, 60-year-old person. Makes them look like a 16-year-old girl. Or even younger. I've seen some of the filters that make them look like children. You don't know now who you're talking to online. You don't know if the person that you're talking to is genuine or fake. It's also a little concerning, too, because there's a lot of people who talk about conspiracies and some of what they've noticed in the world and what happens when all of a sudden deep fakes are coming out about those people. I've already seen some involving Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. I've seen some involving President Biden and former President Trump. So, what's real anymore? How do we determine? And what do we do to try and curb this? Honestly, I think this technology thing it's getting way too far. We're getting into some stuff that it's like, I don't know, man. That's what I have for you. I have for you that The filters, it's a stepping stone. The deep fakes, it's a stepping stone. Eventually, it's going to lead to a world where we don't know what reality is anymore. And it's going to be a dangerous place, because that means if somebody doesn't like you, well, they can easily set something up to frame you for something that never even happened. So, be cautious out there. And if anybody has any solutions or suggestions to how do you properly deal with this growing art form, this new evolving technology, please leave comments down below, because I am intrigued by this. I know that right now people have the ability to tell the difference between, okay, well, this was, a deep fake, this was AI generated or whatever. What happens though when we can no longer tell, when the technology gets so good that you can't find the anomalies that prove, yeah, that's a fake? It's a weird world we're going into. It's a strange future. Well, that's all I have for you for this video. So, until next time, try and have a nice day.